Jenna Fryer is basically reporting that Gene Haas said Kevin Harvick is done after 2023. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, we got a Twitter bombshell from Jenna Fryer. She talked to Gene Haas pre-race, and this is what she had to say. Gene Haas on the pre-race grid says he'd like to give Cole Custer another year to prove himself, but Tony Stewart prefers Ryan Preece, and they've got to carefully consider who they put in the car because he anticipates losing Harvick and Amarola at the end of 2023. Ford says with certainty that Hailie Deegan will be racing something next year. They are just seeking the best fit for her. And to clarify on Harvick, Haas says Harvick has indicated he does not want to continue past his current contract, but SHR would love to keep him. So there you have it. That is pretty much insane news right there. Kevin Harvick is basically going to retire at 2023. And once again, another guy that didn't really get to announce it, like Kyle Busch didn't get to announce that he was going to RCR, so the reporters are doing their jobs as far as breaking silly season news. But he doesn't get to announce that that's going to be his last year or whatever. If that's even the case, this is just Gene Haas saying he has indicated he doesn't want to go beyond 2023. But let's say Kevin Harvick does retire in 2023. First off, great season, amazing. I mean, great career, amazing career. NASCAR Cup Series champion. If it was the old system, who knows how many championships he would have had because he was a super consistent driver. But it is what it is. He drove under the system he drove under, and just a great career, 50-plus wins. He might be at 60 wins now. I'm not 100% sure, but just a great career. But who replaces him? And this is what Gene Haas is saying, I think, in this comment. He wants to keep Cole Custer in the 41, and when Kevin Harvick retires, he wants to put Ryan Preece in that car. That way he keeps both of those drivers there. I think that is what Gene Haas is getting at. So he's saying we'll put Cole Custer in the 41 next year, and then when Kevin Harvick retires, we'll put Ryan Preece in the 4 car, and then he also anticipates Eric Amarola is retiring again. Will Eric Amarola actually retire this time? That's a good question. But then you're going to have to find somebody to put in that 10 car. You would imagine Zane Smith or somebody of that nature would probably go in the 10 car. He looks to be the best prospect that Ford has right now. So I would assume he would be the leading candidate to go into the 10 car when that comes up. That's just speculation on my part. But it's also interesting that they also mentioned in here that Hailie Deegan is staying with Ford. It hasn't been announced that she stayed with Ford, but Ford has basically Gene Haas has basically come out and said Ford is going to keep Hailie Deegan. So it looks like that contract is, even though it hasn't been announced yet, is under wraps and has been locked up. And most likely she'll probably race in the Xfinity Series, and it'll be some type of Stewart Haas racing support for that car. So Stewart Haas Racing is going to have a big shakeup after 2023, and that was just, when I saw that news, I was like, man, that is pretty serious, and it's something that nobody has really gotten to talk about because everybody's talking about the Bubba Wallace deal, Joey Logano winning, Ross Chastain with the blocking and stuff like that. So just crazy news. But we've basically missed another one. And also in this one, I wanted to give a shout out to Kurt Busch because I haven't had a chance to make that video yet. But Kurt Busch, an amazing 20-year career. It's going to be cut short because of the next-gen car. I'm not going to talk about that. I've been vocal about I think they need to make the next-gen car safer. And apparently next year it will be safer. But Kurt Busch, an amazing career. Spanned, like I said, 20 seasons. And Kurt Busch retiring is the end of an era. Kurt Busch was the last driver to race with Dale Earnhardt Sr. So once he is now fully retired, that is it. The era of that Earnhardt touched, where at least where he was on the same track with other drivers, that era is now over. So that is a big monumental milestone for a lot of fans that remember watching Dale Earnhardt. Now the last driver that ever raced against him that was still actively competing in Cup has also retired. So just in some ways a changing of the guard, even though it's 20 plus years since that happened. But Kurt Busch, amazing career. He came in very cocky. He was very polarizing the way he acted. His emotions, he couldn't keep them under control. Very famously sprayed drivers with the water bottle. I can't remember exactly who that was. It might have been Harvick. Ironically enough, I think he sprayed with the water bottle. Got in Jerry Punch's face and cussed him out one time. But He also rehabbed his career. He lost his ride at Penske. He was out of a car he wasn't out of a car, but he had to go to lesser equipment, and for 2 or 3 seasons he raced in lesser equipment. He learned his lesson. He became more humble, and the Kurt Busch that came back from Furniture Row was a whole different Kurt Busch. When he finally signed with Stewart Haas and started driving with Stewart Haas, that was a whole different Kurt Busch, and he won a whole lot of fans over. So he has had a career